mass times acceleration. Okay, so dito guys, pinag-uusapan natin is yung ating pinaka-system. So when we are dealing with the system, okay, andyan po yung ating pwedeng isang block lang, dalawang blocks, or tatlong blocks. Okay, so ngayon guys, we are going to solve this. Okay, itong ating Newton's second law of motion, okay, using yung tinatawag nating, okay, Katibog's theorem. Sir, alin nga po yon? So acceleration is simply equals, okay, to the net force over the mass total of the system. Sir, ano nga po yung ating net force? So net force guys, tatandaan nyo, this is the aiding force, okay, minus the opposing force over the mass total of the system. Okay. Sir, ano nga po yung ating aiding force? Again, ito po ang tumutulong para sa ating, okay, sa ating system to move on a specified direction. Okay? And therefore, yung opposing naman guys from the word itself, ito po yung mga ko-kontra sa ating, okay, okay, so these are the forces that would oppose the motion of our object. So tandaan natin guys, if your object is moving to the right, your acceleration is positive. But if this is moving to the left, your acceleration is negative. Okay? Likewise po, when you are moving, okay, upward, your acceleration is positive. And if you are moving downward, your acceleration is negative. So dito guys, kay Newton's second law, so tatandaan natin guys, meron tayong acceleration. Therefore, papasok pa rin po dito yung ating kinematic equation. Alin nga po yung ating kinematic equation? Yung ating Tito, Vic, and Joey. Sir, alin po yan? The x is equals to VOT, okay, plus 1/2 AT squared. We also have the V equals to VO plus AT, and we have here the V squared is equals to VO squared plus 2AX. So ito po yung mga gagamitin nating formula for our Newton, okay, second law of motion. Okay, so let us proceed with our first example. Okay, yung ating pong first example would be this one. Okay, basa po ba? Maliit, tama lang. Okay, okay lang. Okay, so example number 1. So by the way guys, if you have any concern or clarification, just let me know. Ano po? Okay, a 900 gram stone is pushed by a horizontal force of 20 newtons. Okay? A frictional force of 8 newtons opposes the motion. What is the acceleration given to the stone? Sir, for example, meron daw po tayong stone at siya daw po ay merong mass na 900 grams. Sir, tayo po ay given ay naka 20 newtons and also 8 newtons. Therefore, we are in SI unit. So we are going to convert yung ating 900 grams papunta po saan? Sa ating kilograms. And that would be 0.9 kilograms. Okay, nakakaintindihan po ba tayo? Okay, so ngayon guys, this would be the mass of our object. Okay, so this is pushed by a horizontal force of 20 newtons and a frictional force of 8 newtons opposes the motion. Sir, if our object is moving to the right, therefore our acceleration is positive. Therefore, our friction is in this particular direction and this is equivalent to what? 8 newtons. Okay, so sabi ko nga guys, nawawala po what is the acceleration given to the stone. So simply guys, acceleration is what? Okay, sabi ko nga po, the net force over the mass total. Sir, ano po yung ating net force? So dito guys, you are going to think, sir, saan po ba pupunta yung ating object? Sir, based po sa ating figure, tayo po ay going to the right, therefore our acceleration is positive. So kung tayo po ay pakanan, sino po ang tutulong sa ating object? Okay, between 20 newtons and 8 newtons, sino sa dalawa ang tutulong sa ating object para mag-move siya to the right? So therefore, that would be our 20 newtons. Therefore, this would be our aiding force. So we have here 20 newtons minus, ano po yung opposing force? Andyan po si 8 newtons over the mass total is what? Okay, so iisa po yung ating object, 0.9 kilograms. Okay, so therefore, we have here 20 minus 8 is 12 newtons over 0.9 kilograms. So let's do a unit analysis. Kasi guys, ang newton po, we all know that this is what? Kilogram meter per second squared. So therefore, 12 kilogram, okay, meter per second squared all over 0.9 kilograms. So sir, cancel po, shing, shing. Okay, so therefore, our acceleration would be equals to what? Okay, so we have here 12 divided by 0.9. So our acceleration would be what? So we have here 13.33. Okay, so we have 13.33. Of course, the unit is meter per second squared. Okay, sorry. Okay, nagkakaintindihan po ba tayo? Okay, any question regarding our first problem? Kanino pong kamay yun? Sorry, hindi ko lang na ano. Sarah, is that your hand? Okay, so I think wala naman po tayong concern. Ano? Okay, so let us proceed with our next problem. Okay, problem number 2. Okay, so sabi po dito, a ball, okay, of mass 0.3 kilograms, okay, moving at a velocity of 20 meters per second is suddenly hit by a force of 5 newtons along its direction for a time of 0.03 seconds. So find its new velocity of the motion. So dito guys, actually mahalaga po mag-drawing tayo ng figure. Sir, meron daw po tayong bola. At yung bola natin, meron tayong mass of 0.3 kilograms. So initially guys, V sub O natin, this is moving with 20 meters per second. And sabi po sa problem, okay, is suddenly hit by a force of 5 newtons along its direction. So if we are going to assume that our object is moving to the right, okay, so dito daw po nag-act yung ating 5 newton na force. So the question is, find its new velocity of the motion. So by the way guys, sabi nga po natin, sir, kung siya po ay mag-move for a time of 0.03 seconds, okay, andito po yung ating object, still 0.3 kilograms at magkakaroon po siya ngayon ng ating bagong velocity. So ito po yung ating hahanapin. So actually guys, when we are pertaining with a distance, with a time, or it's either velocity or acceleration, so gagamit po tayo ng ating kinematic equation. Sir, meron po tayong time, okay, meron tayong hinahanap na V sub F at merong given na V sub O. So I think we can use our second equation. So andyan po yung ating V sub F is equals to V sub O plus A times T. Okay, meron po tayong time, meron tayong V sub O, nawawala po si V sub F. Therefore, kailangan muna po nating hanapin ang ating acceleration. At sir, paano po siya hanapin? Siyempre, kung meron po tayong given na force, dyan po papasok si Newton's second law of motion. Sir, ano po yung ating magiging formula? So again, acceleration would be, okay, yung ating pinaka net force over the mass total. Sir, yung ating net force, iisa naman po yung nag-act sa kanya. And that's only, okay, yung ating 5 newtons over ano po yung ating mass ulit. That would be 0.3 kilograms. So the same thing goes, okay, 5, this is also equivalent to kilogram meter per second squared over 0.3 kilograms. Okay, cancel po ulit tayo. Ching, ching. Okay, so we have here 5. Okay, so we have here 5 over 0.3. Okay, so we have here an acceleration of what? So we have here, okay, 16.67. So 16.67. Of course, the unit is what? Meter per second squared. So ngayon guys, na nakuha na po natin yung ating acceleration, we can now substitute dito sa ating equation. So to find the velocity after the time of 0.03 seconds, so V sub F is equals to, ano po ang ating V sub O? Given po yan, that is 20 meters per second. Plus yung ating po acceleration, 16.67. So makikistore po ng values natin. So this is in meter per second squared multiplied by the time of 0.03 seconds. So therefore, by using your calculator po, sabay po kayo. Okay, store A ko lang po ito. Okay, so we have here, okay, so 20 plus, okay, yung ating alpha A, okay, multiplied by the time of 0.03. So therefore, okay, our final velocity would be what? So this is equivalent to what? 20, okay, 0.5. Of course, sir, ching, the resulting unit would be what? Meters per second. So this would be the answer for question number 2. Okay, so thank you po kay Falcatan and Fruelda for those answers. So thank you po sa mga sumasabay. So by the way guys, okay, so first two questions, do you have any question or clarification? Uy, makapag down naman kayo para namang, sir, wala kami matutunan. Okay, sige po. So hanggat wala pong nagre-raise ng concern, so I think wala tayong concern. Sige po. Okay, so let us proceed with question number 3. Okay, so question number 3. So a car of mass 1,000 kilogram is being towed by another vehicle connected it by a chain. If the chain makes an angle of 15 degrees with the horizontal and the car accelerates at 0.3 meter per second squared, okay, find the tension in the chain. Okay, sir, meron daw po tayong kotse. Okay, so drawing lang po tayo ng ating kotse. Okay, so anong klaseng kotse to? So yan po yung ating Ferrari. So this is 1,000 kilogram na kotse. Okay, so towed by another vehicle by a chain. If the chain makes an angle of 15 degrees with the horizontal. So basically guys, hindi lang po basta naka-horizontal yung ating chain, siya po ay naka-inclined at a certain angle of 15 degrees. So this would be the tension of the chain. So sabi, if the car accelerates, okay, so we have your 0.3 meter per second squared, find the tension in the chain. So dito guys, we are going to assume that our acceleration is positive. Bakit po? Dahil tayo po ay pakanan. Okay, so from the formula again, force is equals to the mass times acceleration. Sir, anong force po ang meron tayo dito? So actually, wala po tayong binanggit ng mga frictional force or anything. So we only have here our tension. Okay, so tension is simply equals to mass times acceleration. Pero guys, yung ating tension, syempre nahahati po yan kay T sub X and T sub Y. So using ng ating component method, sir. Pero alin po sa ating dalawang forces, X or Y po ba, yung ating i-consider? Syempre, so we are going to consider the summation of forces X because we are pertaining with horizontal displacement or horizontal acceleration. Therefore, yung tension natin would be the T sub X. Okay, so T sub X is equal to the mass times acceleration, and tension X is simply what? Okay, using component method, this is T cosine of 15 degrees is equal to the mass of 1,000 kilograms times the acceleration of 0.3 meter per second squared. So to find the tension, guys, so we have here 1,000 kilogram multiplied by 0.3 meter per second squared all over, of course, cross multiplication po, cosine of 15 degrees. So therefore, okay, makikisuyo nga po ng ating sagot dito. Okay, so we have here 1,000 times, okay, 0.3, then divided by cosine of 15. Okay, so we have here our tension, okay, which is what? 310.5829. So 310.5829. Okay, 5829. Of course, sir, ano po ang unit? So again nga po, unit analysis natin, kilogram meter per second squared would be in Newton. So this would be the answer for problem number 3. Okay, any question so far? Okay, so I think wala pa din. Okay, so let us proceed with question number 4. Okay, so marami pa rin po pasok ng mga late. Ito guys, para whenever po na ako ay nagsasabi ng ating mga time regarding this, okay, so ako po straight sa time. Hindi po pwedeng, sir, umpisa tayo ng 6:30. So when I say 6, okay, nag-umpisa po talaga ako ng 6 sharp. Okay, so problem number 4. Okay, sabi dito, okay, traveling at a speed of 10 meters per second, the driver of an automobile suddenly locks the wheel by slamming on the brake. If the coefficient of kinetic friction between the tires and the road is 0.68, how far does the car skid before stopping? Sir, ito po ulit yung ating automobile. Sabihin ko isang kotse na lang ulit. Okay, sir. Ito yung ating kotse or the car with a mass of M. Wala po tayong binanggit. So ito guys, initially daw is moving with a velocity of 10 meters per second. Okay, the driver of an automobile suddenly locks the wheel by slamming on the brakes. So nung ito po ay nagpreno, syempre, okay, so magkakaroon po tayo ng friction dyan. So sabi, the coefficient of friction is, okay, between the tires and the road is 0.60. So sabi sa problem, how far does the car skid before stopping? So exactly at this point, guys, siya po ay pepreno. Okay, so therefore, guys, siya po ay magta-travel until such time na yung kanyang magiging velocity ngayon, okay, the final velocity would be equals to 0. So we are looking for the horizontal displacement. Again, guys, meron tayong final velocity, meron tayong initial velocity, at nawawala po yung ating horizontal displacement. So we can now use what? Yung ating the third formula, Vf squared is equals to Vo squared, okay, plus 2Ax. Sir, meron tayong Vf na 0, may Vo tayo na 10 meters per second, nawawala po si x. Pero ngayon guys, again, kailangan na po ulit ng ating, okay, acceleration. And sir, saan po kukuhanin ng ating acceleration? Of course, using yung ating, okay, Newton second law of motion. So acceleration is simply, okay, the net force over the mass total. Sir, anong force lang po ang applicable or present po sa ating system ngayon? Guys, so sabi lang dito guys, if the coefficient of friction, so friction lang po ang pwedeng magpapigil sa kanya. So therefore guys, the friction is opposing the direction. Okay, so we have here our opposing force, which is the negative friction over the mass total. Sir, saan po ba kinuha si friction? So we have here the formula for the friction, which is what? U times the normal force. Alin po ba si normal force, guys? That is simply the normal force is equals to the weight of our object. So friction is simply mu times the weight. And we all know that the weight is a formula of M times G. Okay? So dito guys, sir, pag-usapan po natin itong part na ito. May binigay po ba mass of our object? Sir, wala din po. Therefore guys, we can say that the acceleration is simply, okay, so we have here, the friction is negative. Mu is what? Okay, so 0.6 times M. Ano pong gravitational acceleration ang ating ginagamit when we are dealing with S a unit? So, andyan po yung ating 9.81 meter per second squared. All over. Sir, ano po yung ating mass total? Sir, wala pong binigay pero designated po siya ng ating variable na M. Okay, so this is, agawin ko na lang mass kasi meron tayong meters na unit. So therefore guys, cancel ko lang po yan. Change. So acceleration would be what? So this would be, okay, so we have here negative 0.6 times 9.81. Okay, so the acceleration would be what? So negative 5.886. Negative 5.886. This is meter per second squared. Sir, possible po bang magkaroon ng negative acceleration? Yes po. Ibig sabihin guys, you are decelerating. Okay? So dito guys, so we are going to use this to find po yung ating final velocity. So Vf, okay, 0 is equals to the Vo squared is 10 meters per second quantity squared. Okay, so we have here plus, okay, 2 times the deceleration of, okay, so we have here negative 5.886 meter per second squared multiplied by x. So by multiplication guys, okay, so we can say that the x is simply 10 meters per second, okay, squared all over 2 times negative. So by the way, this would be positive na po. Okay, 5.886 meter per second squared. So what would be the value of our displacement. Okay, so that would be, okay, so thank you sa mga sagot, 8.4947, and this is your unit analysis tayo, cancel po ang second, tsaka second. May matitira po ditong isa, Shing and Shing. So therefore, this is in meters. Nagkakaintindihan din tayo. Okay, so sana po yung mga bagong pasok ay nakakasabay. Okay, Mr. Visayas, any question? Sinisipin mo ba yun?
Napindot no?
Yes po, napindot lang ba? Okay. So, any questions so far? So, ito po yung ating mga problems kanina. Okay, so by the way, I think pwede ko namang ibigay itong I can convert this note mamaya into what you call this, into PDF, para po maibigay ko kay President. And President, pwedeng ikaw ang mag-disseminate sa lahat ng first year natin po ngayon. Are we clear? Reach. Okay, problem number 5. Uy. Naiwan yung aking inbox. Sige lang. Bakit nasa taas itong object ko? Sige lang. Okay. Napunta sa taas yung object. Okay, so two objects are connected as shown above. Hindi na below. With a certain forces. Okay, so dito guys, meron natin dito 1 kilogram object and this is 2 kilograms object. So this is, we have here F sub 1 which is 10 newtons and we have here F sub 2 which is only 1 newton. Okay, so dito guys, yan, may sagot na nakasama. Okay, so by the way, palabasin po natin to. Determine the acceleration of the system. So again guys, when we are pertaining with the Newton's second law, again, when you are finding the acceleration, you can use the formula. Acceleration is simply the net force over the mass total. Ngayon guys, mas gamit po itong formula nito when it comes if you have multiple objects in a certain system. So dito guys, if you are going to assume we have 1 kilogram, we have 2 kilograms connected by, sabihin natin a string. Okay, so we have here a force of 10 newtons to the right and a force of 1 newtons to the left. So if you are going to assume a direction, okay, obviously naman sir, pupunta po sa kanan ng ating object. Therefore, our acceleration here, okay, would be positive. Okay, sir, again, acceleration is the net force over the mass total. So therefore, guys, yung ating F sub 1, that would be our positive force or the aiding force, that is 10 newtons, minus yung ating opposing force, which is 1 newton over the mass total of 1 plus 2. So we have here 3 kilograms. Sir, 10 newtons minus 1 newton is simply 9 newtons over 3 kilograms. And again, we all know that newton is what? Kilogram meters per second squared over 3 kilograms. So basically, cancel. So we have 9 over 3. So we have here 3 meters per second squared. So again, guys, this is applicable not only sa isa or dalawang objects. Yung ating formula ito, okay, this is applicable kahit ilang objects po and kahit naka-incline, kahit naka-beaten. Okay, basta kailangan mo lang malaman, sir, alin po ang ating aiding force, alin po ang ating opposing force. Okay, any question regarding problem number 5? Okay, so mukhang wala naman. Okay, so let us proceed with problem number 6. So by the way, guys, I prepared pala po dito ng 9 questions para kay Newton's second law at meron po akong 5 questions para kay projectile motion. Okay, so we have here number 6. Okay, problem number 6. Okay, so we have here a block A with a mass of 100 grams. So, drawing ko lang po yung ating object. So, we have here our block B and we have here our block A. Okay, so meron daw po tayong force na 5 newtons vertically upward. Okay, directly toward po kay block B pataas. Okay, block A with a mass of 100 grams. So this is 100 grams or simply 0.1 kilograms. Sir, bakit ito kinonvert yung kilogram? Kasi meron tayong force na newtons. Okay, so dapat po tayo ay SI unit. Okay, place above block B with a mass of 300 grams and this is 0.3 kilograms. And then, block B pushes with a force of 5 newtons vertically upwards. So we are going to find, okay, determine the acceleration of the system and the normal force exerted by block B on block A. So ngayon guys, may pinapagamit po tayong gravitational acceleration which is 10 meter per second squared. So ngayon guys, sir, if you are going to push yung ating block B, so obviously ang direction ng ating system would be going upward. And we can assume that acceleration would be positive po. Okay sir, ngayon guys, tingnan natin. So sabi dito guys, kay acceleration from the formula is simply the net force over the mass total. Sir, sino po bang force ang mag-produce para yung object natin mag-move forward, move upward. Okay, so obviously guys, andyan po yung ating 5 newtons. So we have 5 newtons. Sir, sino po ang ko-kontra sa kanya? Ayan, so dyan po kayo ngayon guys, sir. Tingnan natin. So possible din guys, magko-kontra po sino? Yung ating weight ng block B. Okay, tsaka po yung weight ng ating block A. So therefore guys, 5 newtons minus WB minus W sub A. Okay, so syempre po, kailangan po yung ating over. Okay, over yung ating mass total. So therefore guys, acceleration is simply 5 newtons. Ano po ang ating weight ni B? So alam natin guys that weight B or WB is simply M sub B times G. Sir, ano po yung ating M sub B? That would be 0.3 kilograms times, of course, the acceleration or the gravitational acceleration, 10 meter per second squared. Okay, minus yung ating WA naman po. WA is M sub A times G. And M sub A is what? 0.1 kilograms times 10 meter per second squared over the mass total of what? O, syempre, pagsamahin lang po ito. Okay, so we have here 0.4 kilograms. So therefore, guys, pasuyo po ako ng ating acceleration. Okay, so we have here 5 minus 0.3 times 10. Okay, minus 0.1. So, please kayo pumunta sa akin. Okay, so by the way, gamit ko po kasi is virtual calculator over 0.4. So, we have here 5 over 2 or simply 2.5. Of course, the unit of acceleration in SI unit would be 1. Okay, andyan po yung ating meter per second squared. So, this would be the acceleration of the system. So, tama po yung ating assumption na siya po ay pataas. Pero sir, nawawala pa rin po yung ating normal force. Okay, Mr. Sales, any questions? Mark, Rexel? Mukhang nabilag lang. Okay, so ngayon guys, sir, hinahanap po natin yung ating normal force. Sir, kailan yung alam po nagkakaroon ng normal force pag meron kang surface? Kasi guys, yung ating object po, yung ating object A nakapatong kay object B. Therefore, if you are going to draw here ng ating what you call this free body diagram, sir, meron tayong normal force na pataas. Okay, ito yung normal force exerted ni block B at meron tayong weight ni block A. So if you are going to analyze yung ating block A, so siya po ay moving upward. Of course, acceleration is positive. So we can say that the summation of forces Y is equals to M times the acceleration. Sir, ano po yung ating mga forces Y? Meron tayong normal force na pataas at meron tayong weight na pababa. And that will be weight ni block A is equals to yung ating mass times acceleration. Therefore, guys, normal force is simply what? Yung ating WA plus M M sub A times the acceleration. So normal force is simply ano po ang weight ni A? That is simply 0.1 kilograms times 10 meter per second squared plus mass po ni A. Syempre andyan po yung ating 0.1. Of course, multiplied po ng ating acceleration na kuha and that would be, this is kilograms multiplied by 2.5 meter per second squared. So therefore, what would be our normal force? So our normal force would be, thinking ko sa sinanaw na dito. Mukhang RH pa din. So that would be 1.25 of force, kilogram meter per second squared is in Newton. Any question so far? Guys, nalulog ba kayo? I hope so. So by the way, para po sa mga ibang students, yung mga galing sa ibang professor, actually, this session, I think, would be very, very helpful or sabi natin makakatulong talaga sa inyo. So please pay attention. Let's proceed with our problem number 7. Ano ba yung problem number 7? Ayan, mukhang mas masaya to. Problem number 7. Given the figure below, drawing ko na lang. Sir, meron daw po tayong malaking table. Meron daw po tayong object dito. This is our block 2. Connected siya dito ng tali, papunta sa frictionless pulley. Na meron tayong block 3. At sa kaliwa naman po, meron daw tayo tali ulit connected sa ating frictionless pulley. Papunta naman po sa ating block number 1. The coefficient of kinetic friction daw po between the surface of the table and the block 2 is 0.35. So sabi nito guys, given the figure below, blocks 1, 2, and 3 weighs 4 kilograms. So this is 4 kilograms. Block 2 is 1 kilogram. And block number 3 is 2 kilograms respectively. Find the acceleration of the system. So dito guys, if you are going to think, kaya tatanungin ko, saan po ang possible direction ng ating system? Sino ang magpo-provide ng motion? Block 1, block 2, or block 3? Syempre guys, pinakamabigat po sir yung ating block number 1. So napaka-obvious naman po. So therefore guys, ito pong ating block 1 would be negative acceleration. Block 2 is also a negative acceleration. And block 3 is a positive acceleration. By the way guys, ay napahanap naman ang acceleration of the system. So wala pa tayong magiging problema dito. So atin lang pong alamin sir, yung ating total or the acceleration of the system. So acceleration is simply again the net force over the mass total. So ngayon guys, sabi nyo nga po sir, yung block number 1 ang magpo-provide ng ating pinaka-aiding force. At anong force po siya? And that would be the weight of the block 1. So we have here W sub 1. Sir, sino kokontra sa kanya? So kay block number 2 po, dahil meron tayong friction, kokontra po sa kanya yung ating friction of block number 2. So F sub 2. At para naman po kay block number 3, ang kokontra sa kanya or the opposing force would be the W sub 3 over of course the mass total. Then guys, ang W1 ating pong kuhanin. W1 would be what? 4 kilograms times, may binanggit na gravitational acceleration, wala. But we are going to use what? Of course, 9.81 meter per second squared minus the friction 2. Sir, alin po yan? So we all know that F sub 2 is simply mu times the normal force of the block 2. Ano nga po ulit sa normal force based po sa figure? The normal force is simply equals to the weight of W2. Sir, ano naman po si W2? Normal force is equals to what? We have here 1 kilogram times 9.81 meter per second squared. So lagay ko nila po, 1 kilogram. This is normal force. Sorry. So balik po tayo. So friction po natin, anong formula natin? That is mu, which is 0.7 35 times the normal force po yung binigay natin or yung nakuha natin, that is 1 kilogram times what? 9.81 meter per second squared. Siyempre, meron tayong W3 which is 2 kilograms. Okay, multiplied by 9.81 meter per second squared. All over the mass total of what? So we have 4 plus 1 plus 2, so a total of 7 kilograms. So dito guys, can you please find the acceleration of the system? Diba? Meron tayong 3124, meron tayong 3824. Okay, so by the way, the correct answer here is, okay, acceleration is 2.31. Okay, 24 meter per second squared. So this would be the acceleration of the system. Okay, nakukuha po ba natin? Okay, so thank you for those hands. Magkasama pala si ano? Si Zolina Magdangal. Aray. By the way, start ng inyong midterms tomorrow, ano? Okay, so good luck po sa inyong minors ano, sa first year. Marami tayong participants sa 223. Okay. Panalangin ko, yung 223 ito ay papasa sa midterm examination. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so by the way, this is problem ng ano to? Problem number 6, problem number 7. Sir, pag po acceleration of the system, lagi pong positive acceleration. Okay, so good question po ito. No, sir, ito guys, Mr. Rodriguez. Ano? So when we are dealing with acceleration of the system, okay, so ang makukuha mo dyan dapat ay positive. Kasi pag nag-negative ka, ibig sabihin mali ang assumption ng iyong motion. Okay, so based nga po sa libro natin, kung nabasa niyo po yung sa page, nakalimutan ko, yung may note doon, if negative daw yung acceleration mo, okay, you don't need to repeat the computation because the magnitude, the negative sign only indicates the direction. So guys, that is only true pag ikaw ay walang friction. Pag may friction ka, kailangan mong ulitin ang iyong computation. So by the way, dito sa part sa task kanina, sir, meron tayo kanina na-solve dito na nag-negative ang ating acceleration. Ito pong problem number 4. Sir, tama po yung aking direction. Bakit po nag-negative yung aking acceleration? Kasi guys, if you are going to look at our problem, siya daw po ay magkakaroon ng final velocity of 0. So therefore, it would what? Decelerate. Nagkakaintindihan po ba tayo? Okay, Mr. Rodriguez, did I answer your question or your concern? Rodriguez. Okay. Problem number 8. Ayan, pasayo ito Okay, problem number 8. So, two blocks connected by a cord passing over a frictionless pulley rest on a frictionless plane as shown below. Okay, wala pa tayo nakalagay pero ito po yung ating pinaka-figure. Okay, so ito po yung ating pinaka-surface. Meron daw po tayong 30 degrees on this side and we have here 53 degrees on this side. So dito po sa right side natin, we have 50 kilogram object and we have here on the left side, we have here 100 kilograms object connected passing through a frictionless pulley. Okay, so ngayon guys, sabi dito, find the acceleration of the system and the tension in the cord. Okay, so two blocks connected by a cord passing over a frictionless pulley. Okay, rest on a frictionless plane. Ayan, wala pang binigit na friction, so malaking bagay ito. So ngayon guys, the first thing that you need to do is to analyze the sir. Saan po ba ang direction ng ating system? So by the way, between 150 kilograms, sino kaya ang tingin yung bababa at tataas. Okay, the first question, sino ang bababa? Okay. Siguro sir, obviously, yung 100 kilograms kasi masyadong mabigat. So therefore, yung ating direction of the system would be on this part. Okay, so dito guys, yung ating 100 kilograms ay bababa or to the left. Gawin kong acceleration is negative. Sir, yung 50 kilograms po ay pakaliwa, then therefore, acceleration is also negative. So wala namang problema doon. So ngayon guys, we are going to find our acceleration using what? Again, the same formula. Okay, yung ating net force over the mass total. So ngayon guys, sir, ano po yung ating force na tutulong sa ating system para po siya ay gumalaw? Sabi nyo nga po, para bumaba si 100 kilograms. So basically, if you are going to draw here, okay, so magkakaroon po tayo dyan ng WX. Magkakaroon po tayo dito ng W. Meron tayo ditong WY. We have here the normal force and we have here the tension. So, ito po yung ating free body diagram. Pero sabi nga dito guys, wala po tayong friction. So, therefore, the only force na tutulong sa ating object para gumalaw is W sub X. Okay, ito ay para kay, sabihin kong block A. Okay, sir, sino po ang co-controller sa kanya? Of course, yung 50 kilograms. So, 50 kilograms po, meron din po yung sariling WX. So, WX sub B. Okay? Meron din po yung sariling weight. Therefore, meron siyang W sub Y and also the normal force. Hindi na po ba kailangan hanapin si normal force? Hindi na po. Kasi guys, tandaan nyo, ang normal force usually nahanap pag meron po tayong friction. Because from the formula, friction is simply mu times the normal force. So kung wala po tayong friction, huwag nyo na rin hanapin muna kung hindi po pinapahanap si normal force. So dito guys, our AD force would be WX sub A. Okay, at yung ating opposing force would be WX sub B over the mass total. Ngayon guys, ito, ating trigonometry. Sir, yung ating angle po in this part is also 30 degrees. Yung kabila naman po is what? 53 degrees. So therefore guys, yung ating WX sub A, this would be what? So ito po yung ating magiging WX sine or cosine of 30 degrees. Okay. Siyempre, sir, siya po ay mag-sine. So, by the way, WXA is simply WA pala. Okay, sine of 30 degrees. Then, yung ating pong WX sabi naman, that would be WB again, sine or cosine ng 53 degrees. Okay, so dapat guys, itong mga part ito, dapat alam na din po natin. And that would be sine of 53 degrees. Therefore, guys, from this equation, I can say that WX is what? That is 100 kilograms times the gravitational acceleration, which is what? Binigay ko ba? Hindi. And therefore, we are going to use what? 9.81 meter per second squared. Of course, yung ating sine, now na si Balian. Okay, sine of 30 degrees minus. Punta po tayo kay WX sub B. Ano po si WB? 50 kilograms times 9.81 meter per second squared. Of course, we have sine of 53 degrees all over yung ating pong mass total, which is what? 100 plus 50, we have 150 kilograms. So therefore, guys, our acceleration would be what? So I think tama po yung kay Miss Balian. That is 0.6585, of course, in meters per second. So this would be the acceleration of the system. Okay, any questions so far? Wala naman. Okay, so we are done with our last question regarding Newton's second law. So by the way, yung iba pong section, ano pong coverage na exam nyo? Nakita ko siya na Dale. Miss Shola?
Ayun lang pong dalawa.
Aling dalawa?
Motion na lang, straight line, tsaka yung ano lang po. Second
Ito
lang.
second law. Okay, yung kinasara, isa release. Okay, so I think kung yun po yung inyo, I think makakatulong po itong ating Newton cell. Yes po, Dave.
Pero ang amin po is hindi po aabot ng ano, free fall.
Okay, wala pa kayong free fall. So by the way, sige lang. Yung motion na lang, the straight line naman ng AC has a base Tito Victim showing formula lang naman. Ano? So by the way, after naman po nito, yung pong mga hindi na po kakailangan ng projectile, pwede namang talagang discourage siya. No? Okay, pwede naman kayong magtuloy pa rin ng pag-attend. So para magkaroon kayo ng advanced knowledge on how to solve in a free falling in our projectile motion. Okay, problem number 9. Okay, so we have here, ayan, a skier, okay, rest on, a skier, starting from rest, has just begun descending a 30 degrees slope. Assuming the coefficient of kinetic friction is 0.10, calculate the speed, okay, she will reach after 6 seconds. Sir, meron daw po tayong slope na, okay, 30 degrees. Okay, so meron daw po tayong nag-ski. Okay, ano ba yung itsura nun? Babasahin na lang. Yan, ganyan na yan. Okay, mga tumatawa. Okay, tumawa sa diyang ganyan yan. Okay, 30 degrees. Okay, sir, starting from rest, therefore, initial velocity is 0. Okay, so dito guys, assuming meron daw kinetic friction, so mu sub k is what? 0.10. So calculate the speed she will reach after 6 seconds. Sir, pababa po yan. Therefore, somewhere here, so mamaya po, andyan na po siya. So dito guys, at the time of 6 seconds, ano daw po ang kanyang velocity. So hindi po natin alam. So basically guys, ang kailangan mo dyan is hanapin ang kanyang acceleration. So again guys, pag ganyang problem, lagi mo hanapin si acceleration. So ngayon po, sir, force, okay, acceleration is simply the net force, okay, over the mass total. Okay, sir. Anong force lang po ba kung siya po ay starting from rest? So, para po siya nag-free fall. Hindi mo totally free fall. Parang starting from rest, siya po ay nakatigil, gagalaw siya. And what particular force po kaya ang tutulong sa kanya para po siya ay gumalaw on that direction? Siyempre, sir, yung kanyang W sub X. Okay. At siyempre, sir, kung may friction, yun po ang kanyang kokontra sa kanya. Therefore, our net force is simply W sub X minus F over, syempre, the mass total. Again, guys, ano nga po ating WX? That would be W sine of yung ating 30 degrees minus friction, which is what? So that is mu, which is 0.10 times the normal force over the mass total po natin. May binigay? Okay, wala din pong mass na binigay. Sabihin ko na lang na M. Okay, sir, ano po ba ang W? Again, W is mass times gravitational acceleration. So, M times G, sine of 30 minus 0.10. Ano po si normal force? Based po sa ating figure, okay, ang ating pong normal force is equals saan? Ay W sub Y. Sir, ang W sub Y po would be the W cosine of 30 degrees. So, therefore, guys, if W sub Y is equals to the normal force, we can say that the normal force is simply mg cosine of 30 degrees. So minus 0.10 times m times g cosine of 30 all over our mass. So actually guys, if you are going to factor out yung ating m, siya po ay makakancel out lang. So meron tayong m times g sine of 30 minus 0.10 times g cosine of 30 over the mass. Okay, ching, accelerated would be what? Sir, anong G ang gagamitin? Tayo po ay naka-S. Okay, walang binigay. So, gamitin na lang po natin ay SI. So, please use yung ating gravitational acceleration na 9.81 meter per second squared. So, we have here 9.81, okay, sine of 30 minus 0.10 times 9.81. Okay, cosine of 30. Okay, all over, cancel na pala yan. So what would be our acceleration? Makikihanap po. Okay, so sabi po nila dito is 4.0554. Yung kay Miss Falcatan mukhang iba. Okay, din pa-double check na lang ha. So I think the answer here is 4.0554 meter per second squared. Sir, may acceleration siya na ngayon. Therefore, kaya mo nang hanapin yung ating alin. Okay, calculate the speed yung ating V sub F using the formula V sub F equals to VO plus A times T. So, VF po natin, siya daw po ay hahanapin. VF equals to ano pong VO natin? Okay, ang sabi ay initially from rest to 0. Okay, plus the acceleration of 4.0554 meter per second squared multiplied by the time of 6 seconds. So, shing V sub F is simply equals to what? Pasuyo po ako. Okay, so that is 24.33. Sino nag-start ng value? 3326. Okay. 3326. Okay, meters per second. So this would be our final velocity of the skier after 6 seconds. Okay, any question so far? Okay, so I hope guys, itong ating 9 problems po ay nakatulong sa inyo. Okay, para po sa inyong Newton's second. So by the way guys, gawin nyo lang po nang gawin yung ating acceleration equals to the net force. Tandaan po yun na yan po ay laging aiding, okay, minus the opposing over the mass total. Siyempre guys, huwag nyo rin kakalimutan yung ating direction. So pag ikaw ay to the right, acceleration is positive. Pag ikaw ay to the left, acceleration is negative. The same thing goes with upward positive, downward is negative. Okay, so again, last question. Any question po pagdating kay Newton's second law of motion? Or any clarification? Erich, ilang minuto na naka-record sa inyo?
Sir, ano po yan, sir?
Ilang minuto na naka-record sa inyo?
1 hour, ay mag-post na 1 hour po ata yung sa, ay, 50 po.
Okay, so I think pwede mo nang i-cut para hindi ganun kalaki yung file size. Okay, mag-start na lang kayo pagpasok kayo projectile motion. Okay, so by the way, para po sa ibang section so if wala na po